the Barbie movie out in theaters. Clearly, a big fat 260-pound, 6'1" black man is the clear target demographic for this movie. Nothing was weird about pulling up to the movie theater by myself to watch this movie. Let me talk to you. I'm back once again with another movie review for you all. And today I'm going to be sitting here and reviewing the latest movie released. And it is Barbie. Barbenheimer weekend has finally arrived. Now, what was my thoughts on this Barbie movie? Before I get into that, let me break down what this movie is all about. So Barbie is the story of both Barbie and Ken living the most perfect life in their own little Barbie land. But once an opportunity comes for them to visit the real world, they soon realize the joys and the perils of what it means living amongst in the regular human world. And when watching this movie, I sat there and said to myself, would I rather live in Barbie Land or would I live in the miserable world we live in now? I would choose Barbie Land every time. And with that being said, I love this movie. I really did. And I didn't know if this movie was going to be for me because this movie is clearly a feminist empowering, women empowering movie for sure. So people like me are not necessarily the target demographic in regards for this movie. But for me, with Greta Gerwig's direction and the story that she chose for this movie, I feel that this movie is mainly going to appeal for mostly women. A lot of men are not going to, this is not going to be for a lot of men, this movie at all. And I understand that. But for me, I'm kind of in the middle and I genuinely love this movie just for the story and the direction that was taken with these characters, because a movie like this can become so cheesy and so campy so fast. And there are small elements of cheese and campiness to this movie. Of course, it's a Barbie movie. Who would have thought in a million years that a Barbie movie would actually be given the green light? And originally this movie was supposed to be made by Amy Schumer. Thank God that didn't happen because I don't find that woman funny. And Margot Robbie was one of the main hands on this movie, and rightfully so, because Margot Robbie as Barbie in this movie, she was absolutely spectacular. She is spectacular. I mean, look at Margot Robbie alone. She's Barbie in real life. She's perfection. Like, she has the look, she has the voice, she has the acting chops to be Barbie, and she did a spectacular job with her performance as Barbie within this movie. The true standout for this movie for me though is easily Ryan Gosling as Ken. Ryan Gosling looked like he was having the absolute time of his life in this movie with his performance in this movie, because he was absolutely funny. He's hilarious. You actually feel and understand his emotions with him being Ken. Technically, he's a doll within this movie, within his own world, but you actually understand and feel for these characters a lot. And I feel Ryan Gosling, he really shines within this movie. And with this movie, it's very funny, of course. It's very heartfelt. It's heartwarming. There's some great messages to sprinkle throughout this movie about the meaning of Barbie and what it means to be a Barbie doll, and how we interpret the use of Barbie dolls and what they're supposed to represent in the real world. And with that all along, there is a little bit of darkness within this movie as well, sprinkled, layered low-key underneath this movie. And I thought that it was all perfectly balanced wonderfully, because it didn't feel all over the place. It felt like a perfect balance of all these emotions, with the darkness, the heartwarming of the movie, and the hilarity of the movie as well. And all those things blended together magically. And with Greta Gerwig's direction for this movie, she is becoming a top name director in this industry. She's absolutely killing it right now, and I think she absolutely shines with her direction. She was cooking like hot grease. That's how damn great she did at the direction of this movie, because a movie like this is not easy to be made. You can have all the right ingredients, the right messages, it might not be fully executed the right way. But Greta Gerwig, she understood the assignment that was needed to be done for this movie and the script that was provided to her to direct this movie. And she just absolutely kills it with the direction of this movie. Because you actually understand, because Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, their characters are technically dolls. We see their human counterparts, but they're technically dolls in a way, but they're being played by younger kids within the real world. And so we're actually getting a sense of characterization within these dolls and what Margot Robbie is going through within her journey to the regular human world. And I thought that this was all magical, and it was absolutely wonderful to see with this movie. And with this being a Barbie movie, I definitely see little hints of Toy Story within this movie. Some elements from Toy Story being taken into this movie with the use of the toys, how they're used, and how kids tend to grow up and move on from that. And I feel that it was utilized excellently within this movie as well. Now, this movie is not perfect by any means. There are some problems that I do personally have with this movie, and I'll start them off with it's just a couple things, just very couple minor things. Is that Will Ferrell, not everything he does in this movie lands. I mean, he has some funny moments a little bit within this movie, but not all of it lands. And he was very much, him and the whole Mattel aspect of this movie was very hit and miss. It definitely felt like they were trying a little bit too hard with that aspect of the movie. Those characters trying to be funny. Not everything landed. Some things just fell flat in all honesty. So it was very hit and miss with Will Ferrell and his character with Mattel in this movie. Also, the movie does feel, in the final act per se, is my problem with it, does tend to drag on a little bit. You kind of feel, it kind of feels long in that third act because it just keeps going and going and going to where it's like, when is this movie gonna end? And it's not like there's any scenes within it that just feels bad. I just feel that maybe you could have shaved off about 5 to 10 minutes off of this movie and it would have made a world of a difference, in my humble opinion, just because you definitely feel it a little bit more, like it's dragging on. Because in the first two acts, I did not feel it at all. But once you get to that final stretch of the movie, you definitely feel like it's going on and on and on. So those are just my couple of negatives within this movie, as I am singing this movie's praises because of how great, how funny, how emotional, and a little bit dark it is, because you have this Barbie going into the real world thinking that everything is supposed to be so perfect and that they solved all of life's issues when it comes to women. And because in the Barbie Land, the Barbie dolls are in charge. They're the ones taking the lead. And so once you come into the real world and you see just how it's a little bit more men dominant and men trying to take and make decisions for women, as you see within this movie. And some people get the opinion of Barbie dolls being one of the main issues that it is within this world, because it has this fake perception of, this perfect life just being so stereotypically perfect with everything you have, with career and whatnot, but it's not fully like that. So you go on this journey with Margot Robbie as Barbie. She's learning and she's gaining some human emotions as she's going on her journey. And I just thought that that was beautifully executed within this movie. It was absolutely beautiful. The cinematography and the use of color within this movie, as you all may know, that they literally caused a massive pink paint shortage in the world because of this movie and how much pink they used. I thought the movie absolutely looked beautiful. Specifically when they're in Barbie Land, it is absolutely beautiful. The Barbie Land stuff is the best parts of the movie to me. And I loved when the movie takes place mainly within that aspect, because it's just absolutely gorgeous on screen, especially when you watch this movie on a big AMC Dolby screen, as the colorful are much brighter and out there. It was just beautiful to see on screen. Barbie, man, I love this movie. I had a lot of fun with this movie. It's very emotional, it's heartwarming, it's hilarious, and with some dark moments, and has a great message layered underneath. And you definitely have that women empowerment shining all throughout this movie. and I think this is definitely one of the better movies of the year. This could possibly be in my top 10 movies of the year when it's all said and done, and that is why I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna give the movie Barbie a solid 4.25 out of 5 on the fish scale. Absolutely love this movie, had a lot of fun with it, and I definitely see damn near every woman is gonna love this movie. It's not going to be, this is not a movie that's necessarily appealing for some men. It's not going to be for a lot of men, but women, I think they're all gonna love it, especially if you owned a Barbie doll your own self within your own past life, or maybe you still do now and you collect dolls. Power to you. But overall, thank you guys so much for being here with me today, listening to me talk about movies. Be sure to be on the lookout for more future uploads coming my way. Comment down below, what did you think of the Barbie movie? Did you own Barbie dolls when you were younger? Comment down below, let me know. Like the video as well, and also subscribe to the channel as well to be up to date on all my latest uploads and movie reviews that I have coming your way. And yeah, that is all from me, you guys. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your days.